All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Living the Dream podcast. Today on the show, we're going through Proverbs 11, verse 11. Let's get it. By the blessing of the upright, a city is exalted, but by the mouth of the wicked, it is overthrown. Baseline interpretation of this is choose your words wisely. When I think of a blessing, I think of using words to bless people, using words to speak life into people. And if you bless somebody and you're upright, you can exalt a city. A city is to be revered, uplifted by your words. But by the mouth of the wicked, that same city can be overthrown. And so words really have power. The power of life and death is in the tongue. And something that's also curious to me here, and maybe this is just me reading into it, but when I think of a blessing, people say it's a blessing that you prayed for me. It's a blessing that you spoke life into me. But they also say it's a blessing that you showed up when I needed you. Blessings also have action behind it. By the blessing of the upright, a city is exalted. So not only the blessing of the tongue of the upright, but the blessing of the action of the upright. So choose your words wisely and then back your word up with action. And so the self-improvement application here is phase 5, positive thinking and generating positive emotion. Take the time every day and make sure you are speaking life into yourself, speaking life into the people around you. And basically that comes to down to never criticizing, condemning, or complaining, which is we'll come back around to that with the how you can apply it to your life. But start implementing phase 5, which just think positively, have gratitude, generate that positive emotion, and let it feed on itself. From that positive emotion, extend it to the people around you and show up for them in a positive manner. Entrepreneurial application of this is stage 5, marketing and branding. Why? Because words can be so powerful and people start to associate words with your brand image. And so when you think Nike, you think just do it, right? When you think of, I'm trying to think of some other brands off the top of my head, and Nike and just do it are really the only ones that are coming up into my mind. Or Geico, you could say 15% or more on car insurance, right? Like I associate words with that, and saving 15% or more on car insurance, that's a positive feeling that I have with Geico. Just do it, push through it. One more with Nike, right? When you think of a brand, you typically think of a word or maybe an image associated with that brand. But since we think in words, I think your marketing and branding, know the words your target market want to use, are using, and then use those words to communicate with them and connect with them. So where has this shown up in my life? I would say really just focusing on impact and doing it with integrity. Like I speak life into situations. Like I try to speak positively, try to be optimistic about situations, and try to back up that optimism with action. And that action is the impact I'm focused on. That optimism is impact based. And do it with integrity in a way that I can just feel good about doing it. I don't want to be the wicked person who's overthrowing something. I want to be the upright person who is exalting, revering, and uplifting people around me. So, where do I want this to show up in my life? Really, the results of impact, kind of that actually uplifting people, like having the strength and the kind of power and the influence to affect actual change, but lower myself below people by raising them above me. Not by lowering my own self notion, but raising them above me. We talked about humility earlier this week in small group, and I think that's a beautiful picture of it. Impact people, and the way you impact people is by focusing on serving them because you put their status above your own. Not that you lower your status, but that you raise theirs. How can you guys apply this to your life? I would say bless people when you speak and never criticize, condemn, or complain. We touched on this earlier in the podcast, but when it comes down to it, a lot of the things we do in our mind and with our mouth comes down to judging. And how often are we tearing people down with our words versus building them up? And it really is that simple. If you're not building people up, you should probably not talk. There it is. That's what we got for you guys today on the show. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. And on that note, we're out.